Well, here it is, May 18, 2019, and I got 13 adult box turtles out. I've given them a little bit of fish fillet and some night crawler, and they're just coming out of hibernation, and they're right here. I'm going to get some close-up video of Natasha, my Russian tortoise, as she chows down on some dandelion leaves and other kind of plant leaves that I've gotten picked. And I put in right in front of her. I got her some dandelion flowers if she wants to eat them. But right now, I don't know if she's just sort of looking at me like, what are you doing up there? But I'm going to get in really close to see if I can get some really close-up pictures of her this food. Russian tortoises come out of hibernation a lot earlier in the year than box turtles. That's got her in frame pretty good there. And box turtles are still just sort of warming up. There's a couple of them that are going to town on the fish fillet that I gave to them. Just a few minutes ago I was watching Natasha here eat 2 of these leaves at the same time. She really likes this particular plant. Russian tortoises are almost entirely vegetarian. They may eat some other kinds of materials. I've seen Natasha here has eaten cat food, dried cat food before, when she had a choice to eat dandelions or dandelion flowers or clover, which I keep in the enclosure here. And right now you can just see normal, calm feeding behavior. Up until this point, last night we had about 50-degree weather in our location here in eastern Oregon, and she came out as soon as the sun started shining into the enclosure and has warmed up significantly. I imagine if I touched her shell it would feel at least 75 or 80 degrees, possibly even 90 degrees. She's been out for at least 45 minutes now. The shade is only covering about a third of my outside enclosure right now, shade from my house. All right, we'll get to see her eating this dandelion sort of folded in half, and she just sort of pulls it into her mouth. It's quite similar to how the box turtles eat worms, but it's just amazing how an animal like this just has metabolism set up only for eating carbohydrates, greens, green leafy vegetables. Well, they're not leafy vegetables, but just ordinary green stuff. This is a female Russian tortoise, and I had thought about getting another male Russian tortoise and getting her serviced, so to speak, and then see where she lays her eggs, and then artificially incubate the little Russian tortoise eggs and the eggs and hatching them. But I think I came to my senses. I have 8, 9, almost 11 more baby box turtles in the house right now from last year and the year before. Incubation successes from the eggs that these turtles here have laid last year and the year before. And most of these turtles here are actually babies that I hatched from eggs about 8 years ago now, and they're now reaching maturity, and I don't think my enclosure needs to have very many more box turtles. Like I said, I've got 8 more 2-year-olds to put out here in the next, within the next 30 days or so. I'm going to have them out here associating with their parents and siblings. But in the meantime, I just wanted you to get an opportunity to watch Natasha feed. I'll try to download the short video of this tonight on my YouTube channel. Some people, a few people enjoy seeing the feeding behavior of my pets. See if she wants to eat a flower. No, I don't think so. She's looking at those first green plants. They were really to her liking. Look how they just go in, ½ inch at a time. Jeez. Now a dandelion leaf. I'm not sure what that other kind of leaf is. Just some sort of weed that was growing in my garden. I'm about 8 inches away from Natasha as she's feeding. Well, she's just eating with a vengeance. I rehomed her many years ago from an elderly gentleman that rehomed her from a young teenage boy that did not understand caring for Russian tortoise, and she was nearly dead from abuse. Just neglect and abuse, unknowing what to do or uncaring what to do. And he fed her all the food she wanted to eat, and she started putting on weight, and then she grew exponentially really quickly since I've gotten to have her. And that's called dropping the camera. Funny. Anyway, since I've had her, she's just been healthy as can be, regardless of all the different kinds of foods she's exposed to. She gets to make up her own mind what she wants to eat and how much. This is sort of interesting. I think she's decided that that's all the food she wanted to go for. Yep, I don't think I scared her. Well, these box turtles here look like, I'm going to just use the zoom apparatus on the camera to get in on them. There's 2 of them that are going for some of the fillet. There's one going down the hill here towards the hibernation chamber, and quite a few of them are just going to soak up a few sun's rays, and it looks like I'm going to have to get some more fish fillet out. These turtles look like they're finally starting to feed. I don't recognize Ornetta. Big guy is the one that's in the center of the viewfinder. That was one of the turtles I hatched 8 years ago, I think. And she grew faster than any of the other turtles. There's a little shadow on her scutes where you can see some of the uneven growth that her shell has had in the past, and almost like stretch marks on a human being. They say that the male box turtles have red colored eyes and that the female's eyes are brown, and that's one of the easy ways that you can tell a male from a female turtle. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this 10-minute video, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me anything, and I'd be glad to answer. I'm not an expert in raising box turtles, but mine are healthy, and I'd be glad to answer any questions that you might have about enclosures, that sort of thing, how to keep them in. I used plastic siding that they use around on houses, and to prevent them from digging under my enclosure, and it makes it impossible for them to climb out. And I provide a small water feature down at this end underneath this bonsai cherry tree that I have growing here, and it's about 5-6 years old now. It's a standard cherry tree, but I prune the top of it off and keep it right above the pond. It helps with shading the pond in the summertime, keeping the water from getting too hot. I have an automatic fill that goes into the pond. That little door opening there you can see the pipe that ordinarily I have a little bit closer to the water surface, and when my sprinklers come on, it fills that little black plastic slanted shallow pond. In the deep areas, the pond is about 3 inches deep, and then it shallows going uphill towards me.